Hello, welcome back to episode 8 of Let's Play. Thank you if you're continuing to watch. It's really good to read all the comments on YouTube, actually, all the positive comments, and everyone seems quite interested in how the world will develop. It's really cool to see, and I appreciate every single person who is watching and who's saying these nice things. I'm sure some of you enjoyed last episode, where we got absolutely obliterated in the woodland mansion. Now you might be wondering, well, why am I on a boat in a thunderstorm, and why do I have mining fatigue? Well, there's only one reason you can get mining fatigue, as I'm sure you're aware, and that's from Elder Guardians. And I'm on a boat in the dark, looking for this ocean monument, which I remembered being quite close to spawn. A squid head, that's really cool. Yeah, so the task for today, or this episode's task, it'll take more than one day for me, but still, is to make a guardian farm. And the reason I want a guardian farm is, first of all, I do like the prismarine blocks. I think they're very nice blocks to build with, and it would be great to have a steady supply of them. Second of all, one of the reasons that I did not do well in the mansion was that I didn't have good gear. I had some basic gear. I only had Prot 4 on one chest plate, I had Prot 3 on some leggings, and the other two diamond pieces were essentially unenchanted. They didn't give me any enchantments that would stop me getting hurt. What I need to get better gear. You can see I've already made myself, whoops, the Guardian's going to get me. I've already made myself some new diamond gear, as you can see. It wasn't difficult. I had not Guardians, I had diamonds left over from one of these early mining trips. So making new gears is no problem. I've remade all my tools. You can see on the hotbar everything's pretty much brand new. But unenchanted gear is not that great, and it's not going to stop me dying again, just like last time in the woodland mansion. So the plan, as I said now, is to find a way to get a steady source of XP. There's many ways you can do that. Some of them are sustainable, some of them are not. Things like mining, going mining for quartz in the nether. Obviously it gets harder and harder the further you have to travel. And it's just not, it's a good way to get some levels quickly, but it's not sustainable. So I think a Guardian farm might be the answer. I've made these before, previously on Bedrock, and they're surprisingly good on Bedrock, given that mob spawning rates on Bedrock are typically quite bad compared to Java. So now on Java, I expect these Guardian farms will be even better, and I think it's going to be the best way for me to level up and get this good armor that I need. So I was just locating the mansion, I can't get the words right, just locating the ocean monument. It's very, very close to spawn, so on a map, you can see I've been exploring a bit more. I'm on a map that is just away from 0-0, so we should be going back to base now, and base should be popping up quite soon. There's the trees, I think that's the spruce I'm growing. So we're really not far at all, which is quite good. I mean, ocean monuments, they're not rare, but having one so close to spawn, I think we can turn it into something. We can make it look good as well as just being functional to give us Guardian drops. So that's the plan. I'm going to need to get some materials, in particular some gravity blocks, because I would like to drain, not necessarily the outside, or not yet anyway. I do want to drain the inside, because I'd like to do something with the inside too. And I've drained many monuments in the past. I've done this quite a bit. It's actually quite a fun thing that I like to do, but it takes forever. Like in real life days, it takes forever. You can't even measure it in Minecraft days. So I'm going to put this back. I just went out to do some exploring and found a Look of the Sea 1 rod inside one of these drowned temples, which I will combine with this to upgrade our good rod. And one of the reasons I want a better rod is to catch a few more of these shells, so I can use Heart of the Sea, which I found in a treasure chest, to make a conduit, and that's going to help with clearing the ocean monument. So that's the plan. It shouldn't be too difficult. He says after the Woodland Mansion debacle. We're going to sleep now, and we're going to collect some materials, and I'll see you back in a second. Okay, so I've got some gear together. We're ready to go in, I think. I've brewed some potions, water breathing and night vision, both of which are incredibly important, trying to take on these ocean monuments. I have 3 of each, so 2 spares there, which gives me 24 minutes for each, which I think will be plenty. On Bedrock, which I keep talking about having played the most, you can't use things like doors to breathe underwater, but on Java, as I'm sure people know, you can place these down and it will produce pockets of air for you. So I'm going to try this out, which will be a new strategy for me. Normally I rely on water breathing and night vision, but we'll see how things go. I didn't manage to fish up enough of the shells to make a conduit, which I wanted to, but unfortunately it was just taking too long. So I've got my depth strider boots on. I think we'll just do this instead. And I'm not going to take a boat because this thing is quite close if I remember. So we'll just swim out there with my depth strider boots. I've got some diamond boots to replace them with when we get into the monument itself. Ah, there it is. It's very eerie with these shaders, isn't it? Oops. Just remember not to drown. Yeah, the conduits are really, really helpful. Oh, I thought this was the monument. It's just a mound of dirt. Oh, okay, so we're further away than we thought. Now that's embarrassing. It is this direction, I'm pretty sure. That was hilarious. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. I always lose my train of thought. Shouldn't be too much longer, I think. I know it's this direction, or is it further this way? Some weird generation down here. This is classic not remembering where it is. I remember coming back from this direction. Oh, is it a shipwreck down there? Huh, another thing I haven't seen. Let's raid this quickly. And if I get into trouble, I'll just drink the water breathing. But I should be able to get in and out. Ah, I'm just going to drink the water breathing. Because we're going to the monument anyway. Perfect. Just take all this. There's not a lot of loot to collect from the monuments themselves. The only loot really is the sponge. See, here's an air pocket. Ah, look at this. This is interesting. I don't think I've got one of these close to the base yet. Let's just see where this is. There'll be the only 2 chests in that. I'll get this later because I don't want to waste this water breathing effect that we've just given ourselves. So I'm going to carry on going towards where I think the monument is. I think it's this way. Yeah, so we'll go back to this. We'll get that treasure map. If it doesn't appear in the next 5 or 10 seconds, I'll have to keep looking and bring you back when I've found it. I was quite positive that I approached home from a certain direction. And if I just went back in the opposite direction, I'd find it again. Maybe it's this way. There's a drowned. So I think these shaders are partly to blame. The visibility is much reduced. Oh, this is classic. Classic me not preparing properly. So I thought I could just easily swim to this thing, but that hasn't turned out to be the case. I'll stop the recording. I'll find this thing, hopefully, soon. Otherwise, that's one potion that I've spent and not really used the way I wanted to use it. Is it near the ice? So there's a chance I could find some more interesting things. This is a lot of copper. That's a lot of copper. That must be a copper vein. That's worth remembering. That's far too much copper to be normal, so I think it's a copper vein. Does he have a shell? No. If these drowns have shells, I will take them. He's carrying something, but it's a fishing rod, I think. I'll kill this guy anyway. I doubt it's enchanted, but there's a chance. All I want is you. He didn't even give off the rod. Oh, there's a whole village down here. Let's have a quick look here while we are here. This water breathing is obviously very useful. Lure 2. Well, that's not too useful because I have 3rd level lure. There's going to be a chest in here as well, but it's got something on top. Ah. There's loads of these things. Oh. Just want to see what's in this chest. So there's a trident would be nice too. Right, finally, thank you. Lure 3, I don't need that. See, I have lure. You know, I've got 3rd level lure, which lets me catch things quickly. Let's look at the sea that I need. That's the one I got, I think. Let's go in here. This water breathing is obviously helping with this now, so that'll be the same map as the other one. There's lots of suspicious gravel here, which at some point I'll want to come and investigate. Look at the sea too. Ah, that's excellent. That's exactly what I want. Oh, that's not a bad result. So the rod, if you remember, that I have is mending. I'm still completely lost now. Oh, the ice. No, it's... Well, that wasn't a bad diversion getting that rod. Let me still cut, because I need to find the monument. But that was a good haul. That was the enchantment I was looking for. So I have Look at the Sea 2 on the rod at the moment. Another Look at the Sea 2 is perfect. That's exactly what I need. Let me cut. This shouldn't be too hard to find in the dark. Ah, is that it? I think that's it. And there's a trident guy just there, so we're going to avoid him, definitely. Over there, he's got a trident, and he's already seen me. Crazy. They can see you from quite far away. I thought I saw the glow of the... I'm sure that glow that you can just see there is the top of the monument. If it's not, I'll definitely cut, because I don't want to waste people's time. Oh, there we go. Okay, and the guardians are spawning, so we're going to need this. We'll go to the front entrance, we'll put our doors down, or one door down. So I'm being targeted. So I don't want to leave both these here. I'm going to take one with me, except I can't now. I have mind fatigue. Oh. No, it's too slow. Okay, so there should be a guardian around here. Right, we just ran out of them. Right, so second potion used, so we have 16 minutes left. There should be guardians in both the arms. Did I miss one just then? That's quite surprising. Elder guardians, not just guardians. So the normal guardians are fine. I mean, they're annoying, but... So they attack by line of sight. So if I keep on... Oh, it's going to get me. Oh, cripes. Because they have thorns as well. Oh. So your trident is the best weapon. It's like a bow you can use underwater. Ah, that's still on, that's why. Maybe I'll switch that out for the diamond and see if it helps. There's lots and lots of guardians. See if you can keep breaking the line of sight. And they can give off an armor trim as well. I don't think I got one from that one. No, just normal prismarine. So I'll put these back on to move a bit quicker. Oh yeah, the other one got me. So there's one Elder Guardian in each of the arms of the Motion Monument. So they kind of design like a horseshoe. So that was one of the arms then. The other one should be right down here. A fair bit of damage, not as much as I... Oh, a head, that's very good. Obviously they'll be fairly rare. Elder Guardian heads. I know you can get armor trims as well, but obviously I haven't got them in this case. So I need to go back actually to the top, see if I can get this last one before my potion effects run out. Shouldn't be the biggest deal in the world. I have another potion I can use. It can get very tricky to navigate these ocean monuments though. They are basically mazes. Sponge room. Yes. Of course this is something to collect, except I might need to, yep. So with the mining fatigue, I can't get this yet. Just gotta kill this last guy. Gotta find him first. I think that's where I came into. I know I popped up here at some point. That's the sponge room I was just in. So I've just gone back on myself. Must have been down here. Yes, that's right. Getting back to the front door would help. Yes, there we go. Because the entrance to the top is usually quite close to the front entrance. Didn't go this way before, I think. Oh, I'm back in the gold room. Maybe this is the way. Nope. It's the gold room. I think this just goes back up to the sponges. What I could do is drink some milk and just charge through with my pick, which is one thing. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, I got the wrong bottle. That was pretty stupid. Just tried to drink a water bottle and I just lost my milk. So I was... that was supposed to be on the hotbar. Gotta get back inside somehow. Oh, trident guy. So you can see him in the top there. I really don't want to get... Oh, this... Okay, so we got two of them, which I'm pretty pleased about. I'm just annoyed that I've now used my third. If I can get this trident, that would perhaps be quite good. But they hit very hard. Oh god. I still need this armor. This is exactly why we're doing this. We need the XP to get better armor. There's tridents everywhere. What I think the best play here would be is to get some more milk. I should have brought more than one bucket. I think that was the real mistake. Go find a cow. Should be easy over there. Get some more milk. I'll just go in the top. Sometimes I like to swim around the monuments and try and make my way in myself, so to speak, but this is just, I've explored monuments before. It's not really a kind of tourist trip. I just want this Elder Guardian gone so I can go inside, start draining, and then work out an XP farm. I've got an interesting design. I've made Guardian farms a few times in the past. You can do them in many ways. I've got something I would like to try this time. For a bit of variety. And also the build itself, I don't just want to have a generic drained monument with no purpose or nothing in it. I think we can convert the monument inside into some kind of museum, either for mob heads or for, here we go, either for mob heads or for the armor trims. And on top I would also like some kind of research station. And by research station I mean something like a kind of, well, like an oil rig design, but not an oil rig. Let me go in, let me kill this final Elder Guardian, and then we can talk a bit more about what our plans are. I think I've got a few minutes left of water breathing. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. I got this last guy. He didn't take too much effort. I went back in, trying to find the route to him, and I got it pretty quickly. I don't know how I missed it before. So he's gone. The monument's been cleared. We're just going to give things a bit of time. I've got to go back and drop some stuff off and get some more stuff. And I thought on the way I'd try and get this buried treasure, because there's no point in leaving it, and you can see that we're quite close. My depth strider boots broke during the Ocean Monument raid there. They were only gold, and they didn't have a lot of durability on anyway, which is a shame. Depth strider is something I'd love to have on the boots, because swimming just feels so slow without it. So we should get this. It seems like it's on a decent shore. It's not going to be too hard to find, he says. So sometimes you can find these treasures and they're like obviously poking out in a certain way. Doesn't seem to be the case here. I wonder. It's hard to see exactly on the map. I left my okay, we're that way. Yeah, I left my shovel. That seems to be centered. I left my shovel back at the house because I just didn't want to have a chance of losing it. Ah, there we go. Okay, we're just gonna get some air. Those buried treasures are quite easy to find, I think. And of course I left both the doors in the Ocean Monument, so okay, well, some of this stuff I want, but it's not completely necessary. What I need to do is make some inventory space. I'll drink this water. I thought, oh, is it replacing them? Yeah. This auto replacement thing really confuses me sometimes. Don't need that. Don't need that. I am keeping the prismarine because it will help. Where was that chest? It will help just to make the conduit. Okay, so we've got 2 more water breathings. That's useful, even if they're short duration. TNT is useful. And this is one of the things I was thinking about. So for the Guardians, I should have thought that away as well. I don't need that anymore. Yeah, the Guardians, obviously they have this Thorns effect, and it means you take damage when you hit them. And because I want this as an XP farm, it means unless I'm the one that kills them, I don't get XP. So you probably know with mob farms, if they die naturally, so to speak, so if they die from fall damage, you get the mob drop, but you don't get the XP itself. And the mob drops are useful, but the XP is really what I'm after here, because Guardian farms can be quite lucrative in that respect. So you have to kill them in a certain way. One way to deal with this damage that they give you is to have a regeneration beacon or something going at the same time. If you have mending on your tools, and the XP will, your tools won't break, and you won't break because you have the regen beacon. But I'm not at the stage of having a beacon yet, and I can only imagine how I would do in a wither fight. Given that I seem to have trouble just with basic fights. I'm not really sure why that is. So on Bedrock, I don't think I was too bad. I've soloed withers before, with good gear, of course, and lots of preparation. And of course, it's well known that the Java wither is much weaker than the Bedrock wither, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But everything in its turn, everything in time, and the wither and beacons will come soon. It's just not a job for now. The most immediate thing for me is getting this farm up and running, so that I can get some good enchantments on my tools and on my armour. Okay, so I'm going to drop this stuff off back at the house. I'll get some more gear. We want to get those sponges in our sponge room, of course, and then start draining out the inside of the monument, which is always fun. Take down some of the interior walls to make a large open space, and then we'll come back and yeah, well, let me get the stuff first, and then I'll bring you guys back in. Okay, thanks. welcome back. So this is the top chamber of an ocean monument. It's been cleared out. This is where that final guardian lived. This is the kind of dome that you find at the very top. I've also blocked this off with dirt to make an air bubble. That's my way in and out of the monument for now. It's a bit hard to see what's going on, but I've got to clear a lot of this kelp. There's so much kelp around, it's insane really. So my plan now is to dry out this ocean monument, and if you've ever done this before, you know it takes a long time. So in terms of IRL days, this might take me a while. For you, you will enjoy the magic of editing, and it will be done very quickly for you. But this is a lot of work, but it's worth it. These monuments, they're absolutely great, but you can't use them if they're flooded. And they're actually great structures to kind of gut. So take out the interior walls, just leave the shell, basically. And the way you do that is either with gravity blocks. You can do leaves, you can light them on fire, you can do slime block machines, or you can use sponges. And I've just found 4 sponge rooms in this single monument. I could not believe it. That is probably that is the highest number of sponge rooms I've ever found in a single monument. I didn't know you could even have 4. So I'm so pleased. This is 2 stacks of sponges. This is great because it's going to save me so much time. Half the time spent clearing out these monuments is drying the sponges so they can be used again. You can see I've got all the gravity blocks. I've got a lot of gravel here. So we're going to start working our way down. The top room is always the one I do first. It's quite easy. I'll be stacking up a load of chests here to keep all the blocks that I'm creating, because I love all of these prismarine blocks. This one in particular, the prismarine bricks, absolutely brilliant. The sea lanterns, great light source. Prismarine itself is okay. It has its uses. It's one of the few blocks in the game that changes colour as well, which is quite interesting. And dark prismarine is excellent. It's a really nice block. It can be hard to use, but if you can use it, it can work quite well in certain situations. And you get the slabs and the stair variants too. So that's the plan. I'll cut back at certain points when I need to show you stuff, but otherwise this is just a lot of work, and I'm going to be going down floor by floor, drying out this monument, collecting stuff on the way, and then we can put some stuff inside at the very end. So hold on, I'll see you at the next cut. Okay, welcome back. This is what it takes to drain an ocean monument. If you've never done it before, this is exactly what you have to do. You have stacks and stacks and stacks of gravel. If you're lucky, you can find some sponges within the ocean monument itself. Otherwise, you're going to have a really hard time. And you partition off the different rooms on different floors, and you drain them with the sponges. And it can take a long time, especially with these guys constantly spawning. Oh, and it's so hard to even hit them. Crazy. And the thorns as well. Just destroys your armor. This actually reminds me of a point I'm not sure if I made in the previous segments. Sometimes I record these with days apart, and it's hard to remember what I have said and what I haven't. The farm. So here's another one of these little segments I just partitioned off with the gravel. It just takes 2 sponges to clear the whole thing. It's really quick and efficient, but it's the setup time that takes a lot of effort. Yeah, the killing system for the guardians in the farm, I need to give some thought to that, because if you do it manually with your sword, you'll just take thorns damage constantly, and if you don't have mending on your armor will break, and there's a chance that you could even die. Actually a dangerous farm to make. There are ways to kill mobs and still get the XP without hitting them directly. TNT, I believe, is one way. Another really bizarre way is splash potions of poison. So if you can accumulate the guardians in a certain place and then blow them up with TNT or poison, you should get the kill credits, you should get the XP, but they won't damage you with their thorns. So we'll try and work out something cool and clever. We don't want these farms to be boring, we don't want them to be run-of-the-mill. I said previously in episode 3, I think, where we were exploring, I kind of wanted to put my own twist on things and not follow guides, and I think it's fine to look up some mechanics if you're having trouble. This is what I'm talking about for me, of course. You guys can do whatever you like. But I'll have a go first, I think, because I have a generally good idea, I feel, about the mechanics of the game. So I think I know how most of the farms should work, having made quite a lot of them in the past. And if I get stuck, I'm happy to look some details up. For example, you know, how many drops will it take to get a mob down to a one-hit kill? I mean, you can work that stuff out with trial and error, but normally it would be better in things like a creative world, which is fine, but it's just, I don't mind getting a bit of help in that way. But for this farm, for the Guardian farm, which is supposedly going to be my main source of XP, we'll try and do something different. We just want a normal Guardian farm, so we'll see what happens. But the first step is clearing out this monument. So I'm going floor by floor. I'm making good progress actually. I'm leaving the sea lanterns up for lighting, because if you just destroy all the lights, you'll just get zombies, creepers, skeletons spawning, which I don't want either. The conduit has given me night vision, so you can't really tell how dark it would be without the sea lanterns, but I'm going to keep them up for now because they're helpful for me. So here's the next stream for me to do through this gravel. Right, yep, just wanted to give you an update and show you what was going on, in case you haven't done this before yourself, because believe me, it's one of the most laborious and time-consuming tasks I think you can do in Minecraft, clearing one of these monuments. Some people will probably like it, some people will probably hate it. I don't mind. Obviously if I hated it I wouldn't be doing it, but I think it's cool to have these monuments hollowed out. I really do like them when you've taken all these interior walls down. And the blocks themselves I'm collecting will be useful for builds. So there's many advantages. Okay, I'll bring you back when I've got a bit more progress down. Welcome back everybody. It's been a few IRL days for me, but I've finally finished off clearing out these interior walls of the ocean monument. And if you've never seen one of these structures that's been hollowed out, taken everything away, well then you might be in for a surprise. These things, they always look different when you've taken the insides out, and believe me, it takes a long time with the sponges. This is the top chamber, where one of the elder guardians actually lived. These crates just have all the blocks that I've managed to acquire from taking down all these walls. If you took down the entire monument you'd get many more, but I do want the outer shell mostly intact. I say mostly, my plan for this, as I've said, is to turn this into a Guardian farm. I would like the Guardians to drop through the middle of this rotunda, I'm not sure what you call this, and not die from fall damage, because I need to kill them, because I need the XP. It's not a farm just for drops, but there should be enough blocks here to get them down to a one-hit kill, which is going to help with the thorns, unless I try a different killing method. But let's go down and have a look. So at the very top here, getting up is quite tricky, but getting down is easy. Nailed it. Well, kind of. I didn't take damage, the water spilled everywhere, but still. These things I left. I left them, A, because I don't have Silk Touch. Secondly of all, I didn't have Silk Touch when I was starting to remove things. I've done some enchanting now. I do have Silk Touch on a pick. But I left them up also because they provide light, and I just don't want normal mobs spawning in here while I'm trying to work on the insides. Ah, there's a block being taken away there that shouldn't have been. Perfect. So yeah, it looks really cool inside when you take it apart. And it's not actually that big. I mean, maybe you have a different opinion, but you look at this and you think, you know, it's a bit of a labyrinth to go around when you're swimming. But once you empty it all out, it's not as big as you would think. It's certainly much smaller than these woodland mansions. I mean, they are big. It's much smaller than a bastion, it's much smaller than an end city, I guess. It's a cool structure, I mean, don't get me wrong, but once you do this kind of task, you realize that it's actually... you can't use it for something massive. You couldn't turn it into a mega base, I think. There's just not enough space. What we're going to do, I'll take some of these down. They can't be left floating, of course. I will start the redecoration. But making this look nice is not the priority. The priority is getting anything I can use to get Guardian drops and get XP. And I'm thinking, actually, that this is going to take a lot longer than I previously suspected. If I need to find a way to get these Guardians dropping down in the middle, I have to think of a way to do that. I might have to drain some of the outside, which I think never really looks good on these monuments, having this big space, this big empty space in the ocean, but there might not be any other way, so we'll see. Okay, I'll bring you back when I've either thought some more or made some progress. Look at these guys. Ah, doors, perfect. Okay, I'll see you in a second. Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, things have changed inside here. We no longer have an empty, cleared out monument. I've put down a little path that runs in this kind of horseshoe shape, mimicking the shape of the monument itself. There's the front doors. I've gone with some deep slate brick combinations because deep slate is a block that I have an abundance of. It's a good block anyway, you know, I love it so much, but we're going to need a lot for this build, and it's a convenient thing to use. So what are these partitions, you might be wondering? Well, I counted how many armour trims we have in the game at the moment, so this is 1.20 with a small extension at the moment. 1.21 may be coming out fairly soon. I don't know if there's new trims there, but right now there's 18 trims, I believe, that can be found in 13 places. So some places, like the Trail Ruins, can have many types of trim. So what I've done is I've divided this up into not so much a museum, but a place where we can store the materials we need and show off some examples of the trims. Here's a Vex trim that we found in the Woodland Mansion. I think I've got that one already. Rib from the Nether Fortress. Snout from the Bastion. You get the picture. I think I can make it look quite nice. Spire from the End City, if we ever go to the end. We will, of course, at some point. Ah yes, here's one where you have two. So Ward and Silence. Silence being the extremely rare one found in the Ancient City. So I think this is going to look quite cool. And I'm dividing things off, and it's going to be a big task. This is a kind of big segment. I think this is the Trail Ruins. Oh, Trial Chambers, my mistake. Flow and Bolt. I have no idea what they look like. Yeah, so the big ones will go at the back where there's a bit more space. This might not be the final design. I'm just partitioning things off at the moment. I do like the walkway though. I like mixing in these types of deep slate bricks, and the sea lanterns seem to go quite well. Yeah, so what I want is to have some kind of drop shoot again for the Guardians to kill them. Well, not to kill them, maybe at some point I'll just have them die. But I want the XP from them, of course. I've got to work out a killing system at the bottom. Maybe I'll try TNT with obsidian or splash potions of poison. One of the two. Let me just show you beneath as well. So I have an idea about how I'm going to make these Guardians drop from the top. What I had to do is actually clear out, dry out beneath the ocean monument because there was water down here, and they would keep spawning in this water just in case. I mean instead of on top. So I had to go around with sponges and dry this out. I haven't quite finished. There's some parts behind here but a lot of the guardians are congregating, and it's very, very difficult to partition it off with the gravel. But I will get there. But it's a cool kind of little basement, if you want to call it that, beneath the cleared out part. So what I'm doing now up top is, well, so I've been debating, I keep flip-flopping over how I want to do this guardian farm. I don't want to use portals. I'm not a fan of portal-based farms, although they are the most efficient farms you can get. What I'm going to do is I might try the soul sand trick. So you cover the outside of the monument in soul sand. That forces the guardians to shoot upwards into water streams that go across, and they fall down in the central drop chute. I never made one of these, mostly because the soul sand and the particles that it generates, 1 or 2 soul sand blocks are fine, but you need to put lots and lots and lots down here to make this work. And you need a good computer, basically. I think this computer can handle it, but I guess we'll see. If it can't handle it, I might take the decision to destroy it, and we might drain the monument. On the outside, I mean. But I've drained monuments on the outside before, and it is so much work. I mean, the inside is a lot of work, but the outside is just an unbelievable amount of work. So I think I'll try this first and see what happens. It means it'll be something new for me, which is good as well. I do want to keep trying new things. See, all the guardians are congregating near the front entrance. But we'll give this a go. I might need to brew some potions of invisibility. I keep taking hits just making these platforms. If I've got to go underwater and lay soul sand, it's going to be dangerous. But we'll work that out as well. So that's the plan. I'm just going to build this drop chute because some guardians keep spawning in this falling water and just flopping around on this basement here. So I'm going to build this so they're contained, and then I'll bring you guys back. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, where to start? So I've been continuing to build the guardian farm. Obviously, you know, in real life, it's been quite a while. I've been a bit busy at work. I have been playing when I've had the chance, but I've also been doing a lot of off-camera stuff because this just turned out to be a much more complex project than I imagined. I have died so many times. I've lost a lot of good gear. I lost a great pickaxe. I had my silk touch pickaxe I lost my good bow. I can't even remember which time I lost certain things. These guardians are an absolute pain to deal with. Now, I mean, the work is mostly done. So I'm pretty happy with progress, and I know I'm a bit late putting this video out. I try and get them done maybe once a week, and that won't happen this time. But the reason I'm coming back is, you know, I've done enough. You can turn these projects into extremely long videos that take weeks or months to make, and it's not really the style I'm going for. Some projects will be left unfinished, like the drop chute, just a hole in the ground. Not good. This is functional. It doesn't look the best, and we will build more on top. But it works for now, and I'm going to show you it working. So what I need to do is chug one of these invisibility potions, because believe me, this is why I've been dying. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, it's one of these bubble column type systems. You can see them bobbing up and they filter down into a central part. But I need to get inside, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to break the boat. And I'm going to go inside and we can show you. And a lot of the work I've been doing off camera has been to just go and find, oh, my shield. Oh, that was dangerous. I need to get rid of this. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yeah, I'm not gonna die. Oh god, there's always something, isn't there? Yeah, my off-camera work has been basically going in and out of the nether. Dangerous, so dangerous. You never know if these invisibility potions will actually work. A lot of my work has been going in and out of the nether to get blaze rods for potions, because the potions, you need the potions just to do this work. You need invis, like you absolutely have to have invis. So, you know, this dropshoot system is working quite well, I think. They're falling down. They're currently dying on these solar fire campfires. What I want to do is test out one of these killing systems that gets me XP. So the final thing I did was brew up some of these instant damage potions, and you can see I've been using the blaze powder, the glistening melons to do this. Like, I brought some of this gear along so I wouldn't have to keep going back to the wizard's tower to do this. The inside is still not done, as you can see, but that will come with time. So we're going to do some enchanting here. Not right now, I'm just going to show you the mechanism. What we need to do is we need to accumulate some of them and see if we can get enough of them to accumulate so that we can try this splash potion of damage. And it might be difficult because they can easily get loose, so I guess I'm probably going to die here as well, but we'll see. Okay, so we want to make a platform at about here, just so we can trap them. So now they're just... It's very effective, it's very high rate, so I'm quite happy with it. What I need is to... So I think most of you guys know, if they die... Ah. Is that going to reach the back? No, it's not. Going to be a bit dangerous here. Oh, need to get out. Okay, good. So we want to accumulate some of them. If they die through... So that's right, isn't it? No. You can see I don't record things ahead of time. I don't think about what I'm going to say. I just haven't got a script I'm reading off. If they die through fall damage, you won't get the XP. So the plan here is just to test out some of these. I've never used this as a killing system before, but it should work. So we'll wait for 5, 6, 7, 8, however many I need, just to accumulate here. So I'm still invisible. Should be quite fun. I don't know if this is going to work. It should work. There's no reason why it shouldn't work. Is that enough? Let's just try one. So if I do this, this should kill them all. Ah, maybe it wasn't enough. That worked. Instant damage 2 is not enough though, not for a one-hit kill. That's a pain. So, I mean, these systems, they can be perfected. They can be improved. Am I going to be able to get that XP? Yes, it comes through. I don't know, I mean, it's not the most efficient system, and none of my farms will be. I could follow guides, I could get maximum output. But as I said before, that's not really one of the things I'm that interested in. I'm more interested in trying to have a bit of fun. So we'll try this again from a bit higher up, because that got me with the splash. There's a collection system below, so I'm getting all these drops. Fire in the hole. And again. So it's kind of cool. It can be improved. I'll need to make the drop a bit bigger. I guess it's what, 15, 18 blocks or something, so it's still not a one-hit kill. And this is instant damage too. So I only have 2 left. I'll get one more batch of guardians. I'll go down and get this XP. It's a neat way of killing them, I think, and not taking damage. It's not the most efficient, as I keep saying, but it's going to do. I'll probably end up building a second guardian farm somewhere. This is more, as I say, experimental, and also I wanted to use the space in here for this storage or exhibition, you might call it, of the armour trims. And we will get onto this in turn. We might go exploring for armour trims sometime soon. And I might not use this as an XP farm because of the need to, well, be constantly engaging with it. I might have it going in the background as just to collect some of the materials I want. One more, is this going to work? Ah, he was jumping. Okay, so now I'm out. We'll fix this back up again. I'll get rid of those blocks so they just keep going into the normal killing system. You know, I'm pretty happy for the amount of work that I've put into this, and the amount of effort, and the amount of times that I've died. One part of me just wants it to be done. I just want to move on to something else, because you can't spend too long on certain projects, and you begin to, well, not get bored of them, but just, well, it's like there's a time and a place to actually go and do something different. Here we go. Perfect. And I may have reached that point for this. There we go. They're dying just on the campfires. Can I get that one? Oh. Go around here. Did I get that XP that came off that last set? It's not in the campfires, is it? Can I be trapped in them? Oh yeah, it is. So if I do this... Okay, well at least I've got it now. Oh, and now I can't get up. Okay, yes. So, oh, I'll tell you what, I'm actually pretty happy to be done with this. It was a big project. Clearing up these monuments is so much work, and it can be worth it in the end. I do like the monuments themselves, I like all the prismarine bricks, but the effort involved is just insane. And this basement is still, it still needs to be dealt with. But the drops are piling up, so I like it. Sea lanterns in particular, absolutely brilliant light source blocks. So I'll be very happy to have a decent supply of them. But what I might do now is call it a day. And I'm looking forward to doing something else. Next time, maybe some housekeeping. So we've done a few builds around the base area, but they're not very connected. There's some pathways and some other just general decorations I think would be nice to do. So that might be an option. Or we can go exploring for armor trims. So we have all these different spaces for armor trims, and we need to fill them up. And I would also like to have armor on me. I just took it off there because I wanted the invisibility effect. What else could we do? I guess, yes, we've been kind of putting off going to the end, haven't we? We could go and find the stronghold. I have just got a load of blaze rods from that trip back to the fortress, which I needed for the brewing. That's certainly one option to do. What I'll do now, I'm going to need a screenshot on for the video. This might not be the best screenshot. Maybe I'll take it anyway. We'll see what happens. I will sign off now. Thank you again for watching. I'm sorry if you've noticed that this video came out slightly late. Like I said, the work needed for this, and also the amount of time I had available this week, IRL, kind of didn't coincide. But thanks if you're continuing to watch anyway. It's really good as usual. Cool. Well, I won't keep gabbing. I'll just say goodbye. So thanks again. I'll see you on the next episode.